This is the Transformers Generations Legacy Deluxe Class Kickback. The first Insecticon we're getting in this upgraded deluxe scale version for the Generations line. And when the figure was first revealed, I had some uncertainty about this figure. A little bit of a negative opinion about it. I wasn't sure if it was going to do it as a good representation of Kickback, but having this figure in hand, Hasbro and Takara Tomy have definitely sold me on this figure. I like it. I think it's a good mix of aesthetics from the G1 toy to how he looked like in the cartoon. It's got elements of both designs in it. He's a little stocky. He's a little chunky in terms of proportion, but that's a very small and minor nitpick. I'm actually quite pleased at how this figure came out. Amazingly, it's a pleasant surprise. I'm loving how it looks right now. Let's take a closer look at this figure. Let's begin with some size comparisons. Here is the Legacy Kickback with a few other Transformers from the Decepticons from the Generations line. We've got the Netflix Megatron. We've got the box set exclusive Refractor. We've got Studio Series 86 Gnaw. And of course, we have the Legends scaled, Legends class Kickback. This is the Hasbro version. And my, how far has Kickback come from this? I mean, I don't have the Fall of Cybertron or War for Cybertron Kickback. Fall of Cybertron Kickback. That was a pretty good figure as well, but it just really didn't click with me, so I had to let that one go. For the longest time, the Legends scaled Kickback was, I thought, the best looking Kickback version in the Generations line. And now that we have the Legacy version, you can clearly see how this one just beats out this figure by a mile. I'm not just talking about scale, I'm not just talking about size, but in terms of aesthetics, in terms of overall look and feel. I mean, quite possibly even in terms of scale, scale with the other figures in the Generations line, I think this is definitely the better figure. The figure comes with a few accessories. He comes with these Energon weapons. They actually feel like parts of an insect, like carapace or some armor or legs of an insect. And it's pretty cool because they double as like forearm spikes or shields or melee weapons that they can use to stab Autobots. Very nice. And I believe they also double as Energon swords, Insecticon swords for that matter. So pretty cool. Not my favorite gimmick. Obviously, I mean, I'm not a big fan of these Energon weapons, but it kind of works. I'm feeling the Hasbro and Takara Tomy probably need some sort of gimmick for each new line that they have, so okay. It comes with this really interesting blaster, and it's very G1 inspired. I don't know if, well, it's got a lot of holes and vacuoles and lots of empty spaces there, but it definitely is based off the G1 blaster of Kickback. If you remember in the old G1 toy, this was all done in chrome. For this version, they've actually added some metallic periwinkle or metallic light Decepticon purple on, I guess, the stock and on the barrel. So kudos to Hasbro and Takara Tomy for giving us a G1-esque blaster. In terms of articulation, the figure has a ball joint neck. The ball joint is at the base of the neck. The arms can go in and out, forward and backward. Got a bicep swivel, hinge elbow, wrists, got a hinge because of transformation. It's got a waist swivel. It's got a ball hinge hips, you do the splits, thigh swivel, hinge knees, toes, yeah, I can go up a little bit because of transformation. And of course, he's got the rocker tilt. Looking at the overall design and aesthetic look and feel of the figure, the proportions are great. Like I mentioned earlier, I just wish he was a little bit more slender in some bits here so he doesn't look too stocky, but that's fine. Look at this fantastic head sculpt. Again, a major selling point for this figure is this head sculpt. Beautifully sculpted, and I love the fact, I was going to comment about these antennae, I thought they were going to be too cartoony, but if you look at the G1 screen caps and how he looked like in the cartoon, this is pretty accurate. I mean, it could have been a little bit thinner, but then they'd have to sacrifice. I think they'd have to make some sacrifices with the quality of the plastic. It would have probably broken off very easily if they made it a little bit thinner, but I love how it's painted. It's painted in this very flat yellow, canary yellow, and they move simultaneously, so just do be careful when you're doing it. Don't move them one at a time. You might end up breaking the peg in the middle of his head. But yeah, the antennae really complements the head sculpt. I'm loving the cartoon look to it. They've also added this part of the torso. It looks as though you can actually fold it down, but you can't. You can clearly see right there that there's that peg that's wedged in inside the sides of his torso, and you've got a rivet or a pin joint right here, and it looks to be some screw threads right there. I have a feeling originally they meant this to, I don't know, to open up, but again they decided to just, in the end they decided to just make it like an homage to the old G1 toy. The old G1 toy was sort of like a cockpit because the Insecticons were sort of vehicles back in the Takara Tomy design or something like that, or Takara design. Tomy wasn't in the picture yet, but it doesn't move. I've tried to do so. I'm not going to risk breaking the figure, so I'm just going to say it's just a design homage to the G1 toy. So great details, great G1 design right here, yellow, red, purple. Very cool. The wings, though, I'm not sure. I thought they should have been a little bit bigger in the cartoon, or maybe, I'm not sure if they were supposed to be yellow or white or purple, because they keep changing in the cartoons, and in the toy there was a version that was yellow, there was a version that was white. So either way, I'm pretty happy with the way the wings turned out. And now for the transformation. First, get rid of the weapons and brace yourselves, folks. This is quite possibly one of the most intricate, most difficult figures or transformers to transform into alt mode. I mean, it'll take you hours just to get him into his alt mode, okay? All right, just bear with me, okay? First thing you wanna do is you wanna rotate that neck or that head. Once you've done that, that's the easy part, okay? You wanna do is you wanna rotate the wings up here, just like that, okay? And then you wanna fold over and then rotate the arms 90 degrees like this. Detach the biceps, just like that. Fold out the wrists, this, and reveal the insect feet. And then the hind legs, you're gonna flip them out like this. He's got some nice little cute little insect feet, just like that, okay? You wanna angle the feet like this, okay? And you wanna angle, rotate the shoulders just like that, just to match the feet. And here's the most difficult part. You want to lay down Kickback on his back just like that. And if you're able to do that, wow, you will have had a very satisfying transformation to Kickback in his Locust or robotic Cybertronian Locust alt mode, and he looks great. I don't know, sorry, kidding aside, it's one of the most straightforward transformation I've seen for Transformers. They've took to heart the G1 transformation, which was really just putting the figure on its back, on its back, and just folding out the insect legs and, you know, positioning the wings however you want it. But okay, I'm not going to complain about that. We've always wanted a more G1-esque looking Insecticon or Kickback, and then they give us this. So okay, I'll take it. I'll actually take it. So true to G1 fashion and transformation, the alt mode looks fantastic. This is how we saw Kickback on the show and even in the toy. So very, very cool. The Energon swords, actually, you can clip them onto the wings just like that. There's some narrow pegs right here, which do clip on nicely right here. And that gives those wings a little bit of an edge. He's like slashing through the crops, the Autobots. So you could slice through them with his wings. And then his Tommy gun, you can actually put it underneath, just like that. And there you go. And for some comparisons in alt mode, here is the Legends class Kickback with the Legacy Kickback. And look at that. Look how much better this newer Kickback is than the older one. One still holds its ground, but definitely this is the new Kickback for me. This is the better Kickback for me. And as I mentioned earlier, like the Legends version does still have that cockpit. Some final thoughts on this new Legacy Kickback. I love it. I don't think I need to say any more. It is an amazing figure. It's going to get a 10 out of 10 for me. I was very surprised at how well it turned out. I want to apologize for my negative feedback when it was first revealed, but having him in hand, it was a pleasant surprise to actually love this figure. If this is a preview of what's to come from the Legacy line, especially these Insecticons, if we're gonna get deluxe class versions of all of these Insecticons, then I am definitely on board with this. Keep doing this, Hasbro, listening to your fans, giving us what we actually want, what we need, and not what you think we need or what we want. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this new Transformers Legacy Kickback. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.